Yes, that's our artist of the week coming a little earlier, right? Well, yes. So let's have conversations this morning with Chuks the General, dynamic Nigerian entertainment personality, renowned for his exceptional skills as a professional MC or comedian, a presenter, and a public speaker. Good morning and thanks for joining us.
Good morning to you, sir.
Well, you've done 25 years in this industry.
That is very loud and clear. Yes, 25 years. I started this job in 2007, and I ran myself through university doing MC and comedy.
Interesting. And how has it been for you? First of all, doing this with school must be quite a task.
Yeah. You know, okay, how's it been for me? It's been very interesting. But you know, first of all, it looks like it's a cliche already for every comedian to come on stage and say, we grew up from a very poor background, we grew up from a very poor background. Mine may not be exactly very poor like that, but you know, my mom had to start business to see us into a better school to support my dad in what he's earning. But when he got to university, the comic part of me came alive, and I started doing the comedy business in uni. I became director of socials while in the university. You know, doing that joined with my studies was actually very good. So while my parents would send school fees, I can see myself through feeding with the small 10,000, 15,000 we were seeing then from about 2006, 2007, you know, until it became brighter and became brighter. Then in Nasarawa State University, Kefi.
So you were doing this job before you went to the university?
Yeah, so, you know, talent is in different phases. So you have to discover your talent, you have to develop it before you now have to display it. Display is the platform point where we all see. I discovered my talent early in like 2005. Okay. You know, so I went to the first phase of my university in Enugu where I wanted to start, you know, the comedy, start school. But for some reason, I paused and now moved to the north in Nasarawa State University where I schooled. So discovery points was about 2005. And I started doing this slowly. But when I got to the uni, it was a wider and bigger platform where I could now, you know, have a ready-made stage for students, where you can crack through for students. Then we gradually tiptoe into Abuja to do Abuja events, you know, from Kefi, that is just 40 minutes away from the city center of Abuja. So we can say that I started before I came into university, but major focus when I was in the university. Okay.
I was going somewhere with that question. So what did you study in university?
Statistics, BSc statistics. So I have a BSc in statistics.
Yeah, so entered her trap.
Is she about to ask me 2x plus 3x minus 5? Because I can't find x anywhere, man.
No, you can't find x.
No. I mean, you were MCing or APing and all that, and then you went and studied statistics. Please connect the dots for me.
I told you.
So, yeah, so that also takes me to what we are celebrating, that is Mother's Day. I think parenting a child is just beyond being called a mother and being called a father. Someone needs to hold your hand through career choice. I wasn't able to do that career choice. Maybe my parents also just wanted me to be a medical doctor. You know, that thing that parents just want to do. So nobody really held my hand through career choice to say, you are good in this area. Don't be in science class, be in art class. Nobody mentored me in that area. So I just dived in. And, you know, when I was already there, and I had to start just continuing my BSc. But somehow, I will connect the dots by saying that the school, like going to school, education cannot be scammed, like comedians say. Going to school helped my thinking faculty. It helped me, it built me. So my mindset is different from the mindset of that person who did not go through that 4 walls. So statistics made me think faster, you know, behave faster, behave quicker. You know, look for X when X is supposed to be missing, you know, basically. But science, arts, as you may try to ask me, is not connecting.
Well, I think your wife will be happy.
There's no connection. Is that what you said?
Literally, it may not connect. But I can calculate my money when I'm paid for events, so that works.
I think your wife will be happy that you cannot find X. For one, she'll be happy about that.
Sincerely, sir, Uncle Ayo, I cannot find X.
X is lost forever.
You know, but I should really give a shout out to lecturers who taught us when we were in school, man. So, you know, they just give us fine X, fine Y. I don't see where we apply that in real life. We're still looking for X.
You do, actually. You do. You do find X. Because, for instance...
Oh, really?
Yes, you found your career. Didn't you?
Oh, that is X. Oh, that's fine. Okay.
So I'm just trying to imagine...
Thank you, that's fine.
I'm just trying to imagine a Chuks the General as a surveyor somewhere or as a statistician somewhere. That is Y. It's not X.
Sincerely, I will give you wrong statistics of Nigeria. I will tell you that. I will give you wrong figures, and I'll make everything funny.
Exactly.
So if that is my X, we will now say Y. Why am I statistician?
Okay.
So X and Y.
X and Y, indeed. Now, you are the comedian of the capital. Tell us, how is that? How does it feel to be the comedian of the capital? I mean, that gives us the impression that you are the #1 choice for any event planner or anybody who's having an event in Abuja.
Sincerely, Ma, I must respect you and appreciate you for the impression you have. Your heart knows how to give you right impression. This impression you had is excellent. It is amazing. In fact, the president should make you essay on impression for the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, because this impression you made now is excellent, 100% correct. That impression, I would say thou say it.
Impression.
Because I think, in my own opinion, that I'm very good at doing this job I do. So the impression you have about me shows my capacity to cure depression of people.
No, it's not serious.
You saw what I did there.
You are not a serious person.
You want to use impression to cure depression. We got it, don't worry.
Yes, her impression about me being #1 shows my capacity to cure depression in the Federal Capital Territory.
Then they should be calling you Dr. Chuks the General, but please, I didn't say that. Now, you have
let me say to you, Onkwayo, that the things you say are also very correct about the doctor. The president should make you essay on saying affairs, because your sayings are correct and you're on point.
On saying affairs.
Well, it's not for fun that they call you general or that you are a comedian. What I don't know is your listeners on radio or TV, how they survive after you get off air. But we'll leave that matter for another day. I hope you didn't buy that title of comedian of the capital. But, you know, so there's your colleague Forever was here last week, and one of the questions that I asked him was, how come, you know, music, comedy shows, you know, how easy are they? And one thing that he said to me, which I find interesting, is that, look, the value or the setting up a show in one city would be different from how it is set up in other cities because of the economic climate and socio-economic development of that environment. Do you agree with him?
So perfectly, yeah. I didn't watch that interview. I'm a very strong fan of Channels TV, but I would have dived on Saturday morning. He's my very wonderful friend and colleague. We just spoke this morning. But what he said is completely correct. Setting up a show is different according to where you are setting it up. The language you will speak in Abuja, it's not the language you will speak in Lagos. That may be a little bit close to each other. But language you speak in Abuja may not be language you will speak in an Agbo, in downtown, my village, where you want to do a show. So what you need to set up a show in the Federal Capital Territory will be different, both structurally, both choice of acts, both choice of performance, the flow you are bringing in will be different. I give an example. You know, Lagos is the business capital of Nigeria. So in Lagos, you're going to find lots of CEOs, lots of MDs, captains of industries, and leaders in the markets. You know, but in Abuja, you're going to have more government power than you have CEOs. You know, all the honorary members are here, all the senators are here, all the former governors finish their work and they come into Abuja. The 7 governors visit here, the president with his aides. So the nomenclature here is different. You know, when you're looking for sponsorship from corporate organizations in Lagos, you do packages that will fit them. You have to look for something that will fit, you know, the governmental structure in Abuja. I give an example. You can't completely be insulting the government and survive in Abuja, because that is the market of Abuja. You know, I saw a comedian one day who was just doing jokes insulting government, and I called him and said, you're in Federal Capital Territory. You know, even what you're doing, I cannot say it is right completely, because that's not what humor is about, you know, but you can't survive here because the nature of this market it's about the government power. And so setting up shows are different. I think I absolutely agree with that. And we all go through that experience owning our brands.
It sounds like you just give us a teething lesson now. So 25 years down the line, compare your first experience on stage with your matured experience on stage. And which one is your most memorable so far?
Okay, so I would just join, two things together. First is that, so me holding the microphone as a master of ceremony will be about 25 years. But putting up my own shows, this year is my 10th year of putting up my own show called Generally Speaking. So I'm going to answer your question as an act and as an event producer, quickly. I just run through it. As an act, emceeing events, when I started, I was like a raw talent who just trying to grow. Like the clip you're showing should be many years ago, with so much energy and so much jumping, not really fine-tuned excellently, but traveling down the years of emceeing the event, having different experiences, my craft is a little bit more fine-tuned than when I started. Basically, it's a difference. You will see more maturity right now. You will see more excellent touch. You will see more deliberate intention in my hosting events and in my doing comedy. For most memorable, very quickly, I will say my most memorable moment I will never forget was many years ago. I think it should be in 2008. I went to MC a wedding. So I walked into the wedding. So the clip you're watching now, I'm dividing into two. I'm quite smaller, more skinnier than the guy on the microphone there. Very fast skinnier, So, and I just walked into the event. I was wearing my waistcoat and the tie. I've not worn the jacket. So I had a bow tie and a waistcoat. And the father of the bride, came in and was asking me, where is Chuks the General, the MC of this event? Do you know him? And I said, sir, I am the MC. The man just laughed. He looked at me. He said, young man, are you okay? How can you be the MC of my only daughter's wedding? Are we doing child's play? Do you think it's children party? When we give birth to a 1 year birthday, we invite you. What are you talking? What are you the MC of? I said, go and call me Chuks the General. Are you not seeing the name? Are you General? And I said, sir, I am the MC of this event. He now said, who booked you for this job? How can you? The man couldn't just believe me. The man didn't believe me to the point that he had to appeal to the best man to start the event. That if I'm the MC, I can't start that event. I can't host that event. His friends are coming. He had big people coming, government people, industry people. So that event started with the best man. But the best man knew me somewhere. He had seen me. And he asked me, are you not the MC of this event? I said, yes. But the father of the bride refused. So when the father of the bride stepped out to go and welcome one of his friends, the best man just gave me the microphone and said, do your best. I took the microphone. I gave that moment my best. The father was coming in. He was hearing the crowd laughing. So he stepped in and saw me on the microphone. The man was shocked. He was looking at me. From there, I carried on. He didn't come to stop me anymore. He was enjoying it. I was enjoying myself. And I hosted that event to the end. And he came back and said, oh, sorry, I didn't trust you. I just didn't see how a round-head, small boy would just host the wedding. I didn't know your capacity. That was one I can't forget.
Oh, boy. So generally speaking, it's 10. Is that what you're saying this time around?
Yes. Generally Speaking is my own flagship event. So from the word Chuks the General, Alibaba gave me the name of the show. So the day I went to go and meet him in 2016, in 2015, I was planning my first show. He now said, what's the name of your show? I said, The Acts of Chuks the General. Alibaba said, no, that general, just turn it and make it Generally Speaking. I did as if I was not interested in the name he gave me, but quickly I trademarked it, I registered it without him even knowing. I moved. When you hear wisdom, you move quickly. So he gave me that name, and I've been doing that show. I had my first edition after meeting him in 2016, and so I did 16, I did 17, I did 18, and this is 2025, the 10th one. And this is very major for me, and this means a lot to me.
Well, now that you mentioned Alibaba, I can also say Alibaba is the one that donated this attire. So don't worry.
Oh, he helped you too. Oh, yes. So he helped the two of us.
He's a helper. Okay, no, well, Ali and I go way back, something in the region of 30+ years. So, I mean, we're that close. But, the interesting thing is for a number of people who want to get into what you're getting into, and they're afraid what the future holds. They're funny, they have skills, they have talent and all that. But, there are those who would also say, How do I get in? The industry is saturated now. In fact, part of the conversations making the rounds now is that we don't have enough comedians. But there is fear of how am I going to survive? What would be your counsel?
So I think for me, having done this job for so many years, is to say that few things have to be put in place. First, I would advise that young man who is watching me today and thinking about this in his heart to know that the talent you have is served to you as a raw package. Just like God gives us raw crude and we refine it to become petroleum for use. No human being wants to use raw things. Nobody wants to feed on raw rice. Nobody wants to drink the raw crude until it's processed. Take time to process yourself. Make sure you fine-tune, you refine that talent that you have, and let it be sweet for consumption. The moment you are refined and you are good, consistency will be the next thing that we advise. Once you keep going and you are good and you keep serving, in my opinion, good things never hide. Somehow, you travel on this ladder gradually and slowly, but with that consistency and with the touch of excellence that you have, you will climb that ladder, and in years to come, you look back and say, wow, I've gotten to where I am today. So consistency and being refined. A lot of people just come on stage, they are not refined, they don't know what to do, no mentor, there's no track on how they are getting better and improving themselves and developing themselves. Once you're not doing those areas, you're not crossing those T's, it will be a complicated journey for you. You'll be thinking comedy is very complicated. You know, but the moment you are talented, refine yourself, and I'm sure you will go very far.
While I understand what you mean when you say raw talent, no one wants to consume raw. This is raw fruit. We can't consume raw fruit. Just say.
That only works for fruits.
It is a raw thing. So don't. So tell us about your show. What are the details that we need to know?
Thank you, Aquario. So the show, generally speaking, as it is for comedy generals. So this show is basically for the comedy generals. Of course, for every comedian, but the concept is that you will see generals on the bill. For this edition of the 10th edition, we are going very far to hit it hard and get it right. So on this edition, we're having it at the Congress Hall of the Transcorp Hilton in Abuja, and it will feature Ali Baba, AY, Akporo, The Stalker. You are going to have Funny Bone. You are going to have music by Timi Dakolo. You will have Godons. And I went on the social media side. You're going to have Brother Shaggy and all the top Abuja guys, MC Mitty, MC Fresh, an amazing guy, MC Fresh. You have him. These top guys are coming. It will happen in Congress Hall of Transcorp Hilton. And Richard Mofed Damijo, RMD, is our host for the evening. They do is our red carpet host. So it's a deliberate choice of people, generals in the field, you know, to give us good entertainment and celebrate my 10 years. Our gate fee, our tickets are out there. Regular is 10,000, VIP is 25,000. Let me quickly borrow your time for quick adverts. You know, we have our tables for 1 million, 2 million, and 3 million. Let me steal your time for adverts.
Okay.
The tickets are available at the venue tomorrow. 6 o'clock we start the show.
We're coming down. Just for your information.
Sorry.
Wait. Just for your information. Plenty people go pay this your invoice. So my producer has already said that she will send the invoice to me. I will forward it to you and our friend. Do you know our friend that we're talking about? Don't mention anybody's name. You know our friend.
So what I think is that when they send it to you, send to Ali Baba.
I'm just going to ignore what you just said now and just say thank you very much. So what next? After this show, what next do we expect from Chuks the General?
So primarily, I am a master of ceremony. I host events around the Federal Capital Territory.
You are still doing adverts, this man.
Very faithful to get me. No, you're saying what is next? So I'm telling you what is next, sir. It's not marketing, no. No, it's not adverts. I'm just saying what is next.
Okay, I'm listening.
Yeah, it's not every day that Channels TV gets premium MCs come here to talk. You know, so for the privilege that Channels TV have to have me on I'm just trying to.
You are very correct.
So what is next basically is to get back into my event hosting, comedy as I always do, and I'm started mentoring younger people. And so for those out there who feels like, oh, how do I go from here? I have a lot of comedians who are me. I'll tell you what to do next, what not to. So mentoring, it is for me. And that's focus. I'm my emceeing of events and hosting events. Life continues. And I'm one of the best. Let me say that. I'm sure channels will be happy to hear.
Very modest guy.
Thank you very much for coming on our program. We appreciate your time. We are tired of your
So let me just say one more thing, sir.
You have started, though. What are you? Oh, yeah, one more thing.
Just one more thing, sir. Yes, sir. So tomorrow is Mother's Day, and I want to give a shout out to all the mothers out there. Every woman, every Nigerian woman, let me stay with my country. I want to salute women. I want to respect them. They deserve to be celebrated. Mothers are second to none. It's not easy to have a baby, nurture a baby. You know, I have a wife, a mother. I understand the power of women, and I respect them. So shout out to women, and women, I respect you. And let me also say that women are the ones that women are the only people that only understand all languages in the world. My baby will be doing yeah. My wife will say the baby wants suya. I don't know how my 9-month-old baby wants suya.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Chuks.
I'm just trying to address some issues.
Thank you very much for coming to the program. Chuks the General.
Sir, I'll be back again, sir. I'll be back.
My baby wants suya.
Your baby wants suya. Go and put it in feeding bottle now and see what will happen. Thank you so much for your time this morning. I truly appreciate the time you've taken to come here to be our guest. We appreciate your time so much. When we return, well, this should have been our home stretch, but now home stretch now is the lifestyle segment, a lifestyle of love. Now, what does that mean in all of this context, particularly in marriages? We'll be right back.